Magandang araw sa lahat. So for this day, we will be talking about the Earth, life, and ecosystems. So remember, our universe consists of billions of stars. And probably po, marami pang associated planets are available in other galaxies or other parts of the universe. A very good example is our planet. So si planet Earth is located in our solar system, wherein our solar system is comprised of Sun, 8 planets, 3 dwarf planets, and other orbiting objects or terrestrial objects such as asteroids and comets. So, kung titingnan natin, napakalaki na ng planet natin. Pero there is an entity which is entity bigger than our planet that can be a star or can be a planet or other celestial objects. Ganon. So, it is the third closest planet to the Sun. So, remember MVMJ Sun P. So, Mercury, Venus, and Earth. So, si Mercury and Venus are the closest planet to the Sun, and then the third lang si Earth. And then orbiting that medium-sized star, so si Sun yung medium-sized star na to, for every 365 days, and 1/4 minsan kapag, and 1/4. And then at an average distance of 149 kilometer or million kilometer, and revolving on its own axis every 24 hours. So, alam na natin ito. Ang diameter niya is 12,700 kilometers. And then, ang kanyang shape is spherical. Meaning to say, hindi siya perfect na circle. And then, it's 70% of the surface is covered with liquid. Meaning to say, 70% ng planet natin ay comprised of liquid or water. And then the remaining area na exposed, kasi kahit 70% siyang covered with water, sa pinakailalim nun, meron pa din naman siya ng solid surface. So, yung remaining terrestrial area that are exposed is the one that is covered by vegetation or mga nakatanim. And then with so many of its surface that are covered with water, ang planet natin is named as the water planet. Or other, ang sabi dito is, nagtataka lang daw yung author, why is it na our planet is named as Earth, not a water planet? Okay, the most singularly exceptional characteristic po ng planet natin is meron siyang environment na susceptible for the growth and then development and evolution of organisms and ecosystem. Meaning to say, other planets that are already discovered by our technology or scientific exploration or space exploration conducted in the past, tayo lang talaga yung planet na nadi-discover na alam natin using our technologies na merong life or living organism. And then, bakit ganon? Bakit planet lang natin? It's because of the Earth chemistry. So, yung chemistry, yung composition ng Earth. Yung surface temperature niya, hindi masyadong mainit compared to Mercury and Venus. At hindi naman siya masyadong malamig compared to the gaseous planet. And then the strength of gravity or yung gravity natin is okay to support the living organism. And then ang Earth was occurred, or si Earth was tentatively, or no, it's not tentatively. The Earth is presumed to develop about 3.5 billion years ago. And then sa 1 billion years after the Earth formation of the after the formation of the solar system. And then here, hindi alam ng mga scientists kung what particular organism starts is the pinaka-basic foundation of the earth, kung ano yung pinaka-material wherein the earth originate from, pero it is regarded na baka part of series event or part of the event etong nangyari. Halimbawa, nag-explode yung isang star and then eventually nag-evolve siya into a sun, kunwari, and then yung particles of the sun na nawala dun sa major area niya is naging iba't ibang planet. Pwedeng ganon. Or pwede naman na si planet natin is a former asteroid wherein na-polish siya and eventually ganon. Napakaraming theory and still hindi natin alam yung pinaka-fit doon sa idea natin or sa tanong natin, saan ba talaga nag-originate si Earth? Okay? So, that is why we can say that the genesis of life happened naturally. So, kung naniniwala tayo about Bible, it's okay. Kasi that's part of our religion. Pero kung naniniwala naman tayo about the evolution of life, so probably the evolution of life that is regarded in science is a result of appropriate physical and chemical condition. Probably coming from one organism, this organism thrive in a very good condition, allowing them to evolve further, allowing them to develop into a different form of organism, and then eventually propagating from one area to another, and then so on and so on. Okay? And then here, it is celebrated po that our planet is the only place in the universe that is known to sustain life. So meaning to say, our planet is the only planet known to man that is associated with ecological processes. Hindi natin alam kung may water cycle ba sa ibang planet. Hindi natin alam kung may oxygen cycle. Hindi natin alam kung mayroon bang photosynthesis sa ibang planet. So, hindi pa siya sure. Okay? And of course, ang observation na to is limited lang with our present state of knowledge. Kasi, probably, if God created our universe, there is another planet that is also similar to Earth. Diba? Napaka-vast kasi ng universe and it will take time before we fully covered the studying of this very big na entity na yon. Okay? So, ayan. And in fact po, many scientists believe that because of extraordinary diversity of our environment, some planets might also have such condition. And nevertheless, yung Earth is the only planet known to support organism. So this makes Earth an extraordinary special place. So you cannot find a home na similar to your home. So remember that. So our planet is like this and you cannot expect to find another home like our planet. And then the scale ranges from extremely small, so from atomic particle to galaxies and universe. Makikita natin yung pagkakaiba ng planet natin with other celestial objects. So let us talk about hierarchy of life. When I say hierarchy of life, we are talking about the levels of life from small to big. So remember, nagsa-start ang hierarchy of life from individual organism. You as individual organism, you as human is the lowest part of this hierarchy. Pag pinagsama-sama kayong organism or individual organism, you can now be part or you will form part of population. So when we say population, these are the individuals of the same species that occurs together in the time and space. So tayo, isa yung population natin. Ilan tayo? 107 ata tayo na Filipinos. O, yan yung population natin. Other species living in the Philippines, I do not know if it's accounted, pero there is a different counting for another species. And then communities or population of same species, yon. Ang sunod sa population, landscape and seascapes these are the communities over large areas, and biosphere is the entire planet na. As a whole, when you integrate landscape and seascape. Okay? Next is our species and ecosystem. So here, ang ecological interpretation natin of the natural world is considered as web-like connection. When we say web-like connections, one is connected to another else. So you as a species will not survive without interdependence and dependence or interconnection or interconnectedness to other species. So remember, if you are looking at as a whole or holistic manner, lahat ay konektado. So when one part of the whole is removed, so others will be affected as well. So here, the ecosystem approach does not view the system as a random group of organisms, individuals, populations, species, communities, and environment, but rather one as a whole. Okay? So here, we are mutually dependent. When we say mutually dependent, kailangan natin yung ibang organism. For instance, we need oxygen, so we need plants. We need food, so we need plants and animals. We need vitamins, so we need animals. And then, ayun. Tapos, although in varying degree, we have emergent properties, or there are emerging properties that is needed. Okay. One ecological principle that governs our field of study is goods and services. So, for the business students, alam nila yung goods and services. So, here, both of these are provided by our ecosystem. Pero, some would say that these items are goods, but some would claim that these items are services. Okay? So, as we require specific or necessary requirements for the continuation of our life, we need goods and services to thrive. Okay? So, green plants, for example, produces oxygen for our respiration. And then, inorganic nutrients absorbed by our plants can be given to our body after we digest or after we consume that part of that plant. Okay? And then animals naman require suitable food of plants or animal biomass along with the habitat requirement. Okay, it is important also to note that It is also important to note that humans are considered to be as same and not different with other species. Meaning to say, hindi tayo yung pinaka magaling, but rather pantay-pantay tayo. Okay? So here, ang problema natin here is that yung dependence natin may not always seem to immediately apparent. Hindi natin nafe-feel that we are connected to other organism, pero our food, energy, shelter, and water to sustain ourselves and our larger economies are affected as well. Okay? So, since connected tayo with each other, in development and growth of individual, for instance, meron kayong baby sa bahay ninyo, so yung development of that organism is dependent to you as their parent, as their guardian, and then dependent to other organism kasi they need food, kahit breastfed pa yung baby. So, yung kinakain ng magulang ay important for the sustainability or sustenance and growth of that baby. Okay? And yung societies and culture natin are also affected by environmental factors. Why is it that in some areas nakabahag lang yung mga tao? It's because it's too hot in their region. Okay? While other regions naman are so cold, that is why their clothing, their culture are related to that region as well. So example, ang Siberian, may lugar sa Siberia, yung mga tao kinakain nila na raw yung mga na-hunt nilang animals. Okay? Alam mo, bear. Ganon. Nahuli nila yon, hinahunt nila siya, tapos kakainin nila yun as a whole, as a raw. Iniinom nila yung dugo. Kung titingnan natin, gross yon sa ating culture. Pero kung titingnan natin sa kanila, okay lang yon. Bakit? Kasi they need fire to cook that. And since they are living in a place where napakalamig, so malaking energy requirement pa ang kailangan, maraming resources pa ang kailangan to cook that hunted food. So, kaya parte na din siya ng kanilang environmental factors. Okay? And then, constraints such as cold or dry climatic conditions, mountainous or other inhospitable terrain, and other factors required by or their agriculture or their hunting, their livelihood, their commodities are affected by environmental factors. Okay? Dati nun, ang salt is highly priced commodity for the mountain areas. Yung asin. Bakit? Kasi wala sa kanilang dagat. They need salt for their food. Okay? Next is, however po, since humans are apparently one of the intelligent organism created by God, or a product of development and evolution, naging matalino si humans. That is why, ang nangyari sa kanya is, what? Man favorably manipulate their environmental circumstance. Ginagamit ni man yung kanyang katalinuhan to manipulate the environmental conditions. Say for instance, mahina yung plant, hindi maganda yung harvest ng plant, or pinipresume na agad ni humans, na yun nga, hindi maganda yung magiging ani ng plant, so nilalagyan niya ng water, nilalagyan niya ng fertilizer to make that plant productive or grow well, grow healthy, ganon. And then in here, humans are enormously more capable of overcoming their environmental constraints than other species. So, nilalamig ka, anong ginagawa ng tao? Tina-turn off yung fan, gumagamit ng makapal na damit. Halimbawa naman, before, humans are thriving or living in a cave, but then they realize that mas kailangan pala nilang magstay lang sa isang lugar, their food becomes so scarce. That is why they tend to move around. So, napapalayo sila dun sa cave. That is why they build their own houses. Okay? And that is our characteristic of our species. So, tayo lang yung nag-a-adapt. Okay? Tayo yung magaling mag-manipulate. Diba, friend? Magaling mag-manipulate. Ayun. And then, since humans is labeled as Homo sapiens, or known as wise man, or the literal translation of our species, humans are the most intelligent of all species. Aminado tayo dyan. However, na-manipulate niya nga yung problema niya sa yung environment to the extent na affected na yung environment because of the greediness or yung insatiable needs of man. Okay? So, nagpaparaisip tayo using our cognitive ability or our ability to solve problems na ma-manipulate na talaga natin yung environment in our favor. Okay? And since humans and their society perceive that we are the most intelligent organism or species, the scarcity of resources and then other factors can be twisted by man. Okay? So, example, climate change. Sinasabi ng ibang scientists, climate change is a natural event, ganon. Maraming beses nang nagka-climate change sa Earth kahit wala pang tao. So, piniperceive siya ni human as natural. And then, ang nagiging parte nito is because of our way of thinking, nagde-develop tayo ng clever solution to involve our environment. So, halimbawa, masyadong mainit sa bahay ninyo, so you put plants in your house. You planted more trees to provide shades. Okay, ano pa? You put what? Aerial plant or hanging plants at your garden to provide niya oxygen, ganon. So, pwedeng ganon yung manipulation natin. And because of that, yung social systems and technologies exploit more our natural resources. Okay? So, here, ang nangyayari lang is, since hindi lang tao yung matalino, yung ibang animals, nagpo-form din sila ng kanilang adjustments or adaptation. Example of that is, gumagamit ng rudimentary tools ng ibang animals. Halimbawa, ang ants, nagko-culture din sila ng aphid for their needed material, 'di ba? Another one is woodpecker. Yung woodpecker sa Galapagos Island po is ginagamit nila yung cactus spines to pry its food insects. So pag nagtama duman si insect sa mga tunok ng cactus, duman na ni nakukunan si insect. Instead na they will constantly hunt for that insects. Another one is Egyptian vulture pick up stones in their beak and drop them on ostrich eggs. Kasi matagas si ostrich eggs, breaking them and allowing access to the rich food inside. Okay? And because of that, yung behavioral changes ng other species na yon ay very, very good. Kasi it proved them na otherwise, pwedeng makasurvive using that ideas. However, yung innovations nila ay medyo napakababaw pa compare sa innovation ng tao. And because of that, humans are considered as the only species who accumulated expertise for exploiting resources. Halos naubos na nga natin yung resources. And because of that, ang naging culture ng tao ay maging malawak yung kanyang territory, mas maging matalino para for sure hindi siya malalamangan ng ibang organism. Okay? Or mas makakalamang siya sa ibang grupo ng population. Kaya baga nagkaroon tayo ng colonization, kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng arranged marriage, kasi we wanted to ensure that our sustenance, our sustainability, our wealth will be more and will not be affected by some constraints. Okay? So here, unfortunately daw, humans also have developed unparalleled ability to degrade resources and ecosystem. So, eto na ngayon ang activity nyo. Magbigay kayo ng isang halimbawa of unparalleled ability ng tao na nakadegrade ng resources and ecosystem. Pag may repetition na, considered as wrong na yon. So, meaning to say, isa lang. Tingin kayo ng isang ng isang bagay na naging product ng insatiable and unparalleled ability of human to degrade resources and ecosystem that resulted to extinction of other species and damage to other part of our environment. Okay? And you will post that in our Google Classroom. Thank you so much.